DETV News is powered by DART, Delaware's transit service. Moving forward.
Tonight, Elon Musk is doubling down on his feud with Delaware, while he's urging businesses to leave the first state. Plus, a Dover councilman resigns after getting caught in a police sting operation. What this means for local leadership. And in sports, Delaware High School basketball is heating up. Who's leading the pack as the playoffs approach? Those stories, your weekend forecast, and much more straight ahead. DETV News starts now. Hello and welcome to DETV News. I'm Matt Ford. Let's take a look at what's making headlines today across the first state. Elon Musk's ongoing feud with Delaware escalates following a 2024 Chancery Court ruling that dismissed his $56 billion Tesla pay package. Musk, who has pulled his companies, including Tesla and Starlink, from the state of Delaware, called for others to follow suit, declaring on X, quote, "never incorporate your company in Delaware." This criticism coincides with a wave of tech departures, notably Dropbox, and potential moves from Meta as well. While Delaware remains home to over 2 million companies, experts caution against rapid changes, highlighting the state's unmatched judicial experience. Governor Matt Meyer asserts Delaware's preeminence in corporate incorporation, vowing to win back businesses. And speaking of the governor, Governor Matt Meyer has appointed the final 2 members to Delaware's new Hospital Cost Review Board, despite ongoing challenges and opposition from Republican lawmakers. The board, created under House Bill 350 last year, is tasked with reviewing hospital budgets to keep costs in check. It consists of 8 members, 7 appointed by the governor. Meyer nominated Dr. Thomas Sweeney. He's a retired physician and medical director at Widener University, and Gary Ferguson, a longtime Christiana Care executive, to fulfill those last 2 spots. Christiana Care has filed a lawsuit against the board, arguing it strips decision-making power from private hospital boards. The nominees will face Senate hearings before confirmation. To education news now, where the Brandywine School District has successfully negotiated a new 3-year contract deal with the Brandywine Education Association, representing over 1,000 educators and specialists. The agreement, approved by the Board of Education and ratified by union members, comes after the previous contract expired back in 2023. Tensions escalated as teachers expressed their frustrations through protests and walkouts. The new contract includes a pay increase and improvements to working conditions. They say this is a huge win for teachers. That's according to Union President Steve Rulon, emphasizing the importance of supporting public education. Delaware State Education Association President Stephanie Ingram echoed the sentiment, highlighting educators' commitment to student success in Delaware. And the Delaware State University aircraft made an emergency landing in Kent County on Friday night due to fuel depletion during a training flight. 2 DSU aviation students were on board when the plane approached runway 9 at the Delaware Air Park. The aircraft landed in the grass and flipped over, but fortunately, both students were unharmed. The incident was reported by the Delaware River Bay Authority, which is investigating the circumstances surrounding this emergency. And Wilmington's new mayor, John Carney, faces the challenge of addressing homelessness in Delaware's largest city. This following criticism of the previous administration's handling of the unhoused. Tensions erupted after the city removed benches outside Friendship House, sparking backlash from over 250 community leaders who condemned the move as illegal. Carney aims to create partnerships with local organizations to improve support for those experiencing homelessness, as the state records its highest homelessness count at over 1,300. Amid concerns over potential federal funding cuts, nonprofit leaders emphasize the need for collaboration to effectively manage services for the vulnerable population. Now, on a similar topic, despite new construction, Delaware faces an affordable housing crisis. As many of us know, a coalition of housing advocates is calling for 1% of the state budget, up to $100 million, to fund affordable housing. The Delaware Association of Realtors, Home Builders Association of Delaware, Housing Delaware Alliance, and the Delaware Affordable Housing Coalition say rising costs and zoning rules make it harder to build these affordable units. The Delaware Association of Realtors spokesman states that, quote, "We need more incentives for this type of development." Advocates cite a need for over 20,000 affordable units and say more funding would help working families and reduce homelessness in the first state. And the deadline to apply for Delaware's school board elections is fast approaching, with only a few contested races likely. Out of 28 seats available across 16 districts, only Smyrna and Lake Forest have multiple candidates. Notably, in the Christina School District, Board Vice President Alethea Smith Tucker has yet to file for re-election, putting a key voting bloc at risk, with 8 seats currently without candidates. Interested individuals must apply by March 7th for the May 13th elections. In other news tonight, highly pathogenic bird flu has been confirmed in a poultry flock down in Sussex County, marking the first detection this year. State agencies reported that over 465,000 chickens have been culled to prevent the virus's spread. The affected property has been quarantined and samples have been sent for further testing. The outbreak began earlier this year among wild snow geese at Prime Hook National Wildlife Refuge. While the risk to humans remains low, officials urge poultry owners to monitor their birds closely and follow updated biosecurity measures to protect flocks. And in Kent County, Dover City Councilman William Hare has resigned following his arrest in a sex sting operation at a local hotel. Hare was one of 6 men apprehended in the targeted operation, facing charges of patronizing a prostitute. Mayor Robin Christensen confirmed Hare's resignation, stating it was a necessary step following the incident. The councilman's departure raises questions about accountability and ethics within local government. And staying in Kent County now, a 31-year-old Dover man named Terrence Cook is in custody today following a police investigation into heroin distribution. Officers seized over 12,000 bags of heroin from the man. He is currently being held at Sussex Correctional Institution on over $20,000 bail. Cook faces multiple charges, including possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance and possession of drug paraphernalia. And the North Side Beach at Indian River Inlet in Delaware Seashore State Park is scheduled to reopen by mid-March. That's according to the Department of Natural Resources and Environmental Control. Currently, DENREC is replenishing the beach while the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers stabilizes the inlet's interior, with the repairs expected to conclude this week. Emergency dredging began last November, you may remember, after multiple ocean breaches threatened Coastal Highway. So far, nearly 500,000 cubic yards of sand have been added, creating a 150-foot wide beach and robust dune system. That's certainly good news there for beachgoers, just in time for spring. But before we get there, let's check in with Shakara and take a look at the forecast to see what kind of weather we're dealing with as the weekend approaches. Hey there, Shakara.
Hello, my DETV loves, Matt and folks at home. I'm in my red and so excited, not just because it's Valentine's Day tomorrow, but because the city of brotherly love is having a huge celebration. Now, if you're headed to Philly to watch the parade as the Philadelphia Eagles celebrate their Super Bowl victory, you will want to dress warm. Bundle up with your cutest green gear so that you can stay cozy and toasty. Weather in Philly will be similar to what it will be here. Mostly sunny skies with a high near 37 degrees and light winds. If you are coming back home, expect temps to drop to about 25 degrees. We will still have some light winds, so keep the heavy coat on because you will need it. Now on Saturday, expect a cloudy day with periods of light rain, snow, and sleet. Highs will be around 38 degrees and lows near 34 degrees. Wrapping up the weekend on Sunday, expect milder temps with periods of rain and a possible thunderstorm. Highs will be reaching the 50s and lows will be dropping to 26 degrees. So whether you'll be cheering on our birds at the parade or enjoying a romantic weekend indoors or spending family quality time, make sure to spread the love and cherish every moment. Remember, it's not just about the plans, but the memories you create together. Happy Valentine's Day, DETV fam. Back to you, Matt.
Shakira, thank you so much. We'll see you again next week. And as Philadelphia Eagles fans gear up for the championship parade this Friday, SEPTA has announced significant service changes to accommodate the crowds. Notably, there will be no service from Newark, Delaware, with the Wilmington train station being the sole stop here in the state. Express rail service will run inbound to Philly in the morning and outbound after the parade. One-day passes for $10 must be purchased in advance on either February 12th or 13th, that's today, as no sales will occur on parade day. Free rides will be available on the Market Frankfurt and Broad Street lines. And while Eagles fans are still riding high from that Super Bowl win, there's plenty more action happening in the local sports scene, from high school basketball rankings to wrestling team duels. With all that, let's check in with our Nick Alessandrini and dive into what's happening across Delaware sports. Hey there, Nick.
Thank you, Matt. And well, for sports this week, I guess we have to start with our Super Bowl 59 champion Philadelphia Eagles. Again, the celebration coming at you. Birds got their revenge on the Chiefs on Sunday with a 40-22 win and capped off potentially the best season in franchise history with a Super Bowl title. But the celebration will continue tomorrow as the Super Bowl parade is set to get started from Lincoln Financial Field around 11 a.m. The buses and floats carrying the Birds and the Lombardi Trophy will go along Pattison Avenue to South Broad Street, and then the parade route will then go to City Hall, where the buses carrying head coach Nick Sirianni, our Super Bowl MVP Jalen Hurts, and the rest of the Birds will go around the western side of City Hall and up to 15th Street before finally getting, of course, to the speeches at the Art Museum, where the championship ceremony is set to take place. So a big day tomorrow. It's set to begin at 2 p.m. in terms of actual speeches at the Art Museum. And if you plan on making the trip, make sure you dress warm, you wear comfortable clothes. And again, the key word for tomorrow, guys, is be patient. It's going to be a busy day, very crowded. You can see the SEPTA map there that's going to show you kind of where they are running tomorrow morning, all the way up for you need to know for the parade. Again, they ask all potential riders to be patient. It's going to be a big influx of people coming to Broad Street and beyond. Of course, arrive early. Big day coming up for the Birds tomorrow there for Parade Friday. But now let's get to some of our local high school sports as we have your boys and girls basketball rankings plus the wrestling team rankings as we begin team duels tonight with William Penn and Smyrna. You're going to see the bracket on your screen right now. It was supposed to start yesterday, but due to the inclement weather on Wednesday, all of the other dual matches will take place on Friday night. So William Penn, Smyrna tonight, the rest on Friday night, as you see that bracket up on your screen right now. And also, thanks to 302 Sports and Benny Mitchell, we have our inaugural girls wrestling rankings, which we can put up on the screen for you right now as well. These are the first look at your individual girls wrestling rankings, again, ahead of the individual state tournament postseason, all coming up right around the corner. So you see that there. And then before we move on, we want to get you the team wrestling rankings as well, if Dennis could flash that up for you. So again, dual meets again underway tonight and tomorrow, and they will continue into next week. So postseason for our winter high school sports, again, are just around the corner as we enter early March. Well, we're going to round out our local sports today with our 302 Sports boys and girls basketball rankings, as you will see them now. As I mentioned, the hardwood postseason coming up in early March. We're going to start with the boys. That top spot now belongs to the Vikings of St. Elizabeth. The Sanford Warriors, they've been near the top all year. They come in at number 2. William Penn, that young squad from Newcastle, working their way all the way up to 3. Dover 4, Howard rounding out your top 5, followed by St. George's, Sally's, Appo, Middletown, and Odessa. That's your top 10 on the boys' side of things. Now, to girls basketball, your top 10 is as follows. At number 1, Ursuline, your defending state champions, followed by Caravel, Sanford, St. E's, and Padua. And then Smyrna, who's having a great year, Dover, Polytech, DMA, and Indian River. So again, those spots are getting tight. A lot of shifts as we get to the postseason. We're going to finish off sports today, though, with our top plays from 302 Sports for Week 8. So we've got some highlights for you, and we're going to roll those for you right now. It all gets started here at number 5 with Kareem Hart from Sanford. He's going to hit the step back 3 as the clock is expiring here. You see the camera from Sanford. Hart, step back in the corner. 3 is up, contested, and drains it. Great play at number 5. Over number 4, it's Josh Obiora from St. George's. He was the player of the game in this one against Appoquinimink. Here he is running the baseline, gets the bounce pass, and slams it down with the two-handed flush. On to number 3, it's the 6'7" center from St. Andrews, Darnell Lloyd. Here he's going to have a handful of dunks. This one gets you too deep in the paint, turns, faces, and slams it home. And then another play, 2 for the price of 1. Lloyd on the block, splits the defenders, and able to throw down another two-handed flash for St. Andrews. On to number 2, and Andy Webb from William Penn here. He's going to start it with the defense, gets the block with the right hand, and now the Colonials off and running. They got numbers. Lloyd going to run the floor. He blocks it on one end and slams it on the other. Big play by Andy Webb and William Penn. That takes us to Kamar Miller-Brown. We're going to head to the wrestling mat for number 1. This one coming down the stretch. Smyrna needed to win this one to lock up the dual meet. They do. They get a pin from Miller, who is your wrestler of the match. And William Penn able to lock up that Blue Hen Conference Championship over St. George's. So some great plays there to round out our winter week number 8. And again, everyone, if you're heading to the parade tomorrow, be safe, be patient. It's going to be a fun celebration. Eagles are Super Bowl champs, Matt.
Nick, thank you very much. We'll also see you next week. And Wilmington's beloved Bardea Food and Drink has earned a spot on USA Today's 2025 Restaurants of the Year list, recognized among the top 44 dining establishments in the nation. Co-owner Scott Stein expressed pride in the honor, emphasizing the restaurant's vibrant atmosphere and diverse menu, crafted by executive chef Antimo DeMeo. Known for its innovative modern Italian cuisine, Bardea has attracted both locals and notable figures, including former President Biden. The restaurant continues to contribute to Wilmington's culinary scene. And this is exciting. Classic rock legends Bad Company have received their first nomination for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame 2025, joining notable artists like Phish, Mariah Carey, and Outkast. Former bassist Paul Cullen, a Delaware native who played with the band in the early 1990s, celebrated the news on Facebook, praising original members Mick Ralphs, Simon Kirke, Paul Rogers, and Boz Burrell Cullen, now a private chef and musician, expressed gratitude for the band's recognition, though he doubts will be included if they are inducted. Inductees will be announced in late April, so stay tuned for that. And that's going to do it for this edition of DETV News. Be sure to follow us all across your favorite social media platforms for updates on what's happening all around our great state of Delaware. And if you have a comment, question, news, or sports tip, we want to hear from you. Send it our way. Contact us at press@detvch.com. For Shakara, Nick, and all of us here at DETV News, I'm Matt Ford. We'll see you back here next week. Good night. Have a good one. We don't talk about prostate cancer enough, and it's the most diagnosed form of cancer and the second most common cause of cancer death among Black men in both Delaware and the United States. Approximately 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer in their lifetime, but just by asking your healthcare provider if you should get a screening could help you detect prostate cancer early and save your life. So let's talk about it. Talk to your healthcare provider today about a prostate cancer screening if you are 40 years of age or older, or have a family history of prostate cancer. If you don't have insurance, or if your insurance doesn't pay for cancer screenings, Screening for Life may provide you with the screenings that you need, and Nurse Navigators make this process easier. To learn more, visit healthydelaware.org/prostate or call 211. Ask your healthcare provider about a prostate cancer screening, and you're asking for so much more.
My name is Jason Aviles, and I am the founder and owner of Fly Yogi, and I'm here to share with you some tips to be able to help fight opioid addiction. Opioid addiction is a real growing problem here in America, and I'm here to share with you some tips that you can be able to integrate into your everyday life to really fight against opioid addiction. One of the first things is redeveloping your mindset. One of the practices that I like to use daily is meditation. And what meditation does is it brings you clarity of mind, and it helps keep you grounded, and it improves your ability to make decisions that you are going to benefit from. A lot of the time we find that addiction is rooted in our mindset. It's rooted in how we think and how we perceive, and therefore how we act. So this is a really good way to help fight against that energy of addiction. The second thing is improving your lifestyle through diet and exercise. At the very root of addiction, there is substances within the body that's causing the addiction on a physical level. When we begin to introduce healthier foods, plant-based foods, we begin to remove and detox the substances that are in our body that's causing and attracting the addiction. So through incorporating more fresh fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, grains, and even drinking water on a daily basis, you're going to put your body in a state where it's going to be able to fight the root causes of these addictions. The second part is exercise. Exercise is good for mood. It's good for energy. It's good to increase vitality. It's good to get your heart pumping and get your blood flowing and get oxygen moving throughout the body. So through engaging in physical exercise, complemented by incorporating healthier foods, you're putting your body and your mind in a state where it does not want what's causing these things that are manifesting negatively in your life. So addiction can really be decreased by just incorporating a healthier lifestyle through diet and nutrition, exercise, and then also making sure that you're tackling the mind through mindset, through meditation.